When we think about incredible medical breakthroughs, the kind that save millions of lives, it's amazing to realize that so many of them come from just one country. So let's unpack that.
And that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. Why? What is it about the American system that puts its hospitals, its labs, and its scientists so consistently ahead of the curve? What's the secret sauce, right?
All right, so the first piece of this puzzle, it's this really powerful partnership. Think of it like a dynamic duo. You've got the brilliant minds in university labs on one side, and on the other, the companies that can actually turn those ideas into reality. It's like an engine with two critical parts, and they feed off each other. And this is how those roles break down. On one side, you have these world-class universities. Their job is the foundational stuff, the basic science, the pure discovery. But then on the other side, you've got the biotech and pharma companies. And they are just masters at taking those raw, brilliant ideas and turning them into actual, real-world treatments and vaccines that make it to patients. And we're talking about some of the most iconic names on the planet here. In the academic corner, you've got absolute powerhouses like Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and Stanford. And then on the industry side, well, names like Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson have pretty much become household names, right? These are the gears that make that engine run. So this all comes down to a really crucial concept, the public-private partnership. Let me make it real for you. Imagine the government gives a grant to a university lab that's studying, say, a new cancer-fighting molecule. A private company can then step in, license that discovery, invest millions to develop it into a life-saving drug, and handle that whole complex approval process. This model, it just dramatically speeds up the journey from a discovery in a lab to a treatment in a hospital. Okay, let's move on to the second pillar here, because this is where it all builds. Look, it's not enough just to have great ideas, right? You need the best tools to make them happen. And maybe even more importantly, you need the absolute best minds to operate those tools. We are talking about technology that seriously sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's being used in American hospitals today. Things like robotic surgery for incredible precision or AI that can help diagnose diseases way earlier. And here's the kicker. This tech doesn't just treat patients. It also generates a massive amount of data that fuels the next wave of research. So who's operating all this incredible technology? Well, get ready for this number, because it is staggering. Over a quarter, 25%, of all physicians practicing in the United States are immigrants. Think about that for a second. That's 1 in every 4 doctors. And that really just says it all, doesn't it? This whole innovation engine is powered by a global talent pool. You have top scientists and doctors from India, China, Europe, Africa, from all over the world, coming to the US. They bring these diverse perspectives and new ideas that are just absolutely critical for pushing innovation forward faster. All right, so what's the next frontier? Well, the third pillar is actually already here, and it is completely reshaping medicine as we know it. We're talking about the AI revolution. So how does AI actually work in medicine? It's not just some abstract buzzword. For starters, it helps doctors detect diseases like cancer way earlier than the human eye ever could. It can also sift through tons of data to predict how a patient might respond to a treatment. And this is the really cool part. It helps design personalized therapies, treatments tailored to your unique genetic makeup. And make no mistake, this is not some fringe thing. You've got tech giants like Google investing heavily in health, and they're joined by hundreds of agile new startups. The US has really become ground zero for this incredible fusion of data science and healthcare, basically creating this whole new field of digital medicine. So, let's put it all together. You take that research engine, you add the cutting-edge tech, you bring in the global talent, and you layer on the AI revolution. What do you get? You get a global destination for medical care. The ultimate proof that this whole system works is found in the people who travel thousands and thousands of miles just to access it. And this really puts it all into perspective. The US isn't just another popular spot for medical tourism, it is literally in a league of its own. Every single year, thousands of patients from all over the world make the journey because they're seeking treatments they just can't get back home. And what are they coming for? We're talking about the most advanced care imaginable, pioneering cancer treatments, incredibly specialized surgeries, and access to clinical trials for therapies that might not be widely available for years. For so many of these patients, America is simply the last best hope. So, from the lab to the hospital, from basic research all the way to artificial intelligence, it's clear the United States continues to shape the future of global healthcare. And that leaves us with one final, pretty exciting question to think about. With this engine of innovation running at full speed, what incredible breakthrough is just around the corner? The story, well, it's still being written.